Alright, so as you've seen, that's my build. Those are the items I'm using in the build. So what you're gonna do is, you see the upgraded forward dodge. You're gonna use that for two different reasons. The first reason is because it has iframes, you can dash through certain attacks. So as it says in the description, you can actually use the upgraded forward dodge from the Ferocious Tiger set to dash through enemies, therefore allowing you to avoid certain attacks that you otherwise don't want to counter spark against, because either you're not confident enough in your counter spark, which I won't lie, that happens to me sometimes, or like you just saw there, you just don't feel like dealing with that attack and you rather attack them from the rear where they're left wide open. It's very good as an alternative to counter sparking if you get that chance. Some enemies hit very often, so they don't give you much of a chance to do anything. So you see right there, I just dashed to avoid that attack with its iframe to initiate the critical strike. That is also good for closing the gap if you stagger an enemy a little bit too far from you. See, like right there, and it allows you to get the critical before they recover. So that's what you use the forward dash for. See, you just did it again. Now the next part of the build that matters is the clone. You see right there, because there were clones, the boss was confused. If you time it really well, you can end up bamboozling any type of boss with the clones that show up, with the shadow clones. Now, you want to try to go for animation that throws the kunai, because the kunai home in and do a decent amount of key damage. The other attack is when it summons the clones to do melee attacks and then you go in. That one isn't as effective. At least in a type of fight where you're fighting multiple people. When multiple kunai are thrown, you can hit multiple targets and do more key damage to the enemy. This is the goal. In order to do this one, just press the input without any direction added to it. Once you add a direction, it changes up the animation and it'll throw out clones instead. You just want the animation where it throws out the kunai, so just press the martial arts button and it'll just throw out the kunai and then dash. That's the one you want for the most part when you're fighting multiple people. Even against a single target, sometimes it's good. You know, right there, it didn't take as much key away from him, but in some cases when you time it right, especially if you throw the kunai right when they do an attack, it can actually act like almost like a mini counter spark and stagger them, or not even just a counter spark, but you know, when you use your pistol correctly and you shoot an enemy while they're attacking, it staggers them and panics them. The kunai can do the same thing if you time it well enough while the enemy is attacking. I've done it a couple times, but it's not very often it happens, because you have to time the kunai throws from the clones right as they're doing an attack, and it'll act like the pistol interrupting an attack and inducing panic. So, and excuse me clearing my throat. You know, sometimes people go through a little sickness or allergies or whatever. Shit's been kicking my ass, but whatever. So yeah. So the key is use the upgraded forward dash to not only get a little iframe to dash through attacks that are coming your way, but you can also use that in order to close the gap. When you stun an enemy by breaking their key, you want to close the gap as quick as possible so that you can get the critical off, getting bonus damage, while also not damaging, I meant to say, while also dashing through enemy attacks, therefore allowing you to damage your target with the critical before they get a chance to recover. So in this case right here, same strategy. Throw the kunai because it gets the best stagger. Now sometimes you may not land the kunai because someone like Kondo is a fucking ape and he just won't give you any breathing room. So I targeted Kondo first for that exact reason. Next is Okita. Okita is very overpowered. This dude literally has like flash step type shit. He's basically a soul reaper at this point. You see that? Like, bruh, come on. Like, his ass belongs in Wolong or Neo too. Like, he does not belong in this universe. I know there's a bit of a supernatural thing to some of these warriors, which is understandable, but Okita takes it to another level. This dude is flash stepping and slicing through you. Look at this dude. Like, this dude has supernatural abilities. It's like, damn, he got taken up by plot to sickness for his ass to take him out like Itachi, because this dude is way too deadly to be in this modern day. He should have literally been in Wolong, or, well, Wolong is China and this is Japan, so, you know. But I'm just saying the type of setting he belongs in. Okita definitely belongs in a Neo type setting because he has powers. This dude is just ridiculous. Now, I mean, I guess Shadow Clones is kind of a supernatural ability too, but it looks cool, and, you know, it fits the whole Shinobi theme. So you see, use the one with the kunai, close the gap. That's all there is to this part of the build. Now you saw all the set bonuses I have. Every once in a while, if you get in a good counter spark, it can get you a lot of ki with the way I have this build set up. And it can, you know, destroy a decent amount of the enemy's ki as well. See, still using that upgraded forward dash. A lot of times in upgraded forward dash, a lot of times you might want to dash forward instead of dashing back. Dashing forward would actually give you more iframes for the most part. So, you see how I did that last minute counter spark and it panicked him. It's like stuff like that. You want to keep an eye out for specific counter sparks. With this build, do not aim to counter spark everything that comes your way. If the move looks too bullshit to counter spark, forward dash through the enemy when you're close enough, which will give you a good amount of iframes. Keep that in mind. If there's a move that's too hard to dodge, dodge forward. With the Ferocious Tiger set, with the upgraded dodge, forward dodge, it'll allow you to just dash right through them. It's an alternative to counter sparking bullshit attacks that look a little too tricky to counter. And it's currently probably my favorite way of avoiding cheesy attacks. See? And then you see, I dodged right past the dude, the fat dude. And then I finished off the fight with the other guy by hitting him with the critical attack. So that's all it is to it. The kunai, forward dodge when necessary, counter spark when necessary. Only do combos if the enemy's left open. Do not go out of your way to fight like your Madara, like your Madara at the damn 4th grade ninja war. Do not run into people and fight them as if you're some supernatural warrior. They will beat your ass. They have a whole bunch of spammable attacks. They have an extreme amount of super armor, so just be careful. Use your techniques where needed, and just, you know, watch out, be careful. And also, do not forget your consumables. You should be taking consumables throughout this fight as much time as needed, as many, you know, as much as you have to with whatever amount of consumables you have. Like I said, sorry, I'm, you know, recovering from some bullshit. So I'm probably going to be clearing my throat a lot or whatever, but I had to talk about this because someone in my YouTube comment section asked me for a build, for the build that I used to beat this mission. So I'm also giving a bit of a tutorial so you're not lost. You're just putting on gear pieces and don't know how the hell, you know, to do anything with it. So, kunai, shadow cone ability, that's your best bet. You see that counter spark right there? Gave me a big opportunity to do some good damage, and it destroyed his ki, allowing me to finish the fight against him. Also, I suggest using a pistol, depending on how good your timing is. Shuriken can work too, but Shurikens are more spanny for letting off status ailments on enemies. So you'll probably end up running out of kunai before it gets here. But the pistol is more efficient. It's fast. If you use it at the right time while the enemy's hitting, it'll panic them, which is really good for trying to do extra damage. You can also use it at the right time to finish off an enemy is very low health, as you've seen what I did to Ryoma. So that's all it is to it. Forward dash, kunai strike, combos, counter sparks when necessary. That's all there is to it. Well, good luck. If you're thinking how to farm the pieces, just do a lot of midnight. Midnight drops those pieces that have the prodigious dragon or prodigious dragon and the ferocious tiger set. That's all it is to it. Just farm those pieces that have the double set bonuses by doing a lot of midnight. I had no luck, like no luck in my build, so you don't even need luck to farm them. Just keep resetting the public order events in the open world section. Keep killing the bosses and clearing those, and you should be okay. And then you should be arriving to victory. Oh, also, make sure you put solo attempt defense and solo attempt attack, so that when you're doing this mission solo, you get additional damage and you get additional defense in this mission. And that's all there is to it.